Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a jig head upgrade. We're going to see if we can turn this into a jig head with an underspin. This is your typical jig head, major craft 2.4 grams, used for light salt water. And then it's very simple. This steel wire, leader wire, 20 pounds is what I'm using because the jig head is so tiny and the blade as well is so tiny that you don't really need a very stiff wire. Okay, the jig head sits like that in the water, and we're going to add about this much of wire sticking downwards. So the first thing we need to do is make a loop. As you can see, I've nearly closed the loop but left a bit open so that the spinner can go in. Okay, there it is. Next step, decide how far down this thing is going to be sitting. Say around here. Okay, so that's about half a centimeter down. We make a 90-degree bend. And measure how far back the hook goes around here. Okay, and that's where we cut the wire. So we end up with a shape, something like this, which we will now attach to the jig head. Like this. Just roughly at first. Don't worry about the orientation and stuff. We'll deal with that in a bit. Okay, now we come back. You see this thing sticking out here? This is to make sure that if the fish were to pull this and the super glue fails and all the wraps fail, it will be a bit harder to pull out. We're going to flatten this down towards the hook shank. And actually, if you're not going to tie a fly, you're about done. All you need now is to fasten this, put some super glue, and you're done. Okay, let me show you. One. Cut. Super glue. Done. So you have just made an upgraded jig hook with an underspin. But you know, as a fly tying enthusiast, I'm not going to stop there. Let's see what else we can do. Let's flatten this down all the way. Let's tie on. Okay. Let's add some flash. Got a strand of brown. I don't think you can see that on camera, but it's a strand of brown and a strand of red. Attach it to the back here. Next, you know the last video where we did the balloon grub tail jig? I can't cut the shape of the grub tail perfectly every time, so there are always scraps. So let's see if we can make use of some of those scraps to create a wiggle tail. So this fly ends up with two bite triggers, the first being that spinning blade, and now we're adding another bite trigger, all these tails. What else can we do? Let's put some chenille to add a bit of mass to the body. Those of you who have been watching my videos, you know I love these two colors, the brown and the red. When I can't decide on a specific color, we're going to tie both on. Bring the arm around, and we're going to now I think it's a better idea to attach this thing last so that it doesn't keep getting in the way like now. I guess I should have done that. So when you tie this fly, remember, attach the blade last. Okay. Really hard to do neat work when there's a camera between me and the vise. But okay, I think we're done. 1, 2, 3. Dab of this. And we're done. There you go. Jig head with an underspin. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. It would really help the channel. Okay, I'm sure you have seen this kind of jig head before with the retainer wire here. What this wire is for actually is to keep your rubber lure from sliding back on the retrieve. First thing we need to do, take it out, kind of bend it like that and then bend it down. So you have something like this. But before you close the gap, put your spinner in like this. Okay, then now we close the loop. There. It's literally as simple as that.